We've gone several days finally, so it feels like a nice relief. We would like to think we are bigger than the elements of the nature. But still, we're also, part of our experience is the elements of nature, right? Our physical being is the elements of nature, and in a more subtle sense, our mind also is the elements of nature. And so we can't think that we're not affected by them until we ultimately transcend them. So we're a work in progress, and that's okay. I've been thinking about how much we kind of make that complicated sometimes. Sometimes we don't allow ourselves to be work in progress. And I think we have kind of a lack of patience. In the process and in ourselves, we kind of have a lack of faith in our own power, our own divine nature. Of course, we forget that quite easily. And so rather than just keeping things simple and trusting ourselves and the process and all the things that have conspired to bring us this far, our own efforts and the efforts of those around us and all of nature and everything that is carrying us along on this path, though sometimes it feels like we're carrying everything, we forget how much we've been supported and how much has been sacrificed for us and how much we've sacrificed also to get this far in our lives. And yogically speaking, we've been on this path a long time and we've done a lot of work. And so maybe we can just lighten up a little bit. Maybe we can just, take it a little bit easier. It doesn't mean relax our efforts. It doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean like rest on our laurels. But it means maybe not feel it all so heavily. Maybe we're feeling deeply, but let it be lightly feeling deeply. Maybe it feels sometimes like we're walking through mud or quicksand, but maybe we learn to walk a little bit more lightly. We were telling a story this morning in the Satsang with the staff about the story of one of Shankaracharya's disciples. Shankaracharya, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is a great teacher of Vedanta philosophy. This is the tradition we come from, lived around 800 AD, and started our lineage and other lineages of Swamis, of monks, and also just kind of paths of practice. So he's a great guru and recognized as the beginning of our lineage, and a great teacher of both devotion and of self-knowledge, of the Vedanta philosophy. And the story is that one of his disciples maybe wasn't as well evolved in an intellectual way, perhaps. Maybe not as well studied as his other disciples. And so one day, Shankaracharya was sitting on one bank of a river with many of his disciples who were maybe a little bit proud of their learning. And other disciples across the river, maybe not as smart, and they might have been saying some not quite so flattering things about him. And so Shankaracharya called to him to cross the river, but he couldn't swim. Yet his devotion to Guru and obedience, in that case, because his devotion was so strong, and his faith in the words and the love and the teaching and guidance of the Guru was so strong, that he just started to walk across the river. And each step, a lotus leaf went under his foot, and so he was able to walk across. So lotus leaf by lotus leaf, he walked across the river to his Guru, and then the Guru gave him the name Padmapada, so his lotus feet. So why did I say that? Because it feels like we're sinking, it feels like we're drowning, it feels like we're carrying a heavy load. Sometimes we feel like we're trying to carry other people. But maybe if we walk a little bit more lightly, and with that feeling of kind of faith and trust that even though maybe we don't feel it in a physical, embodied sense, Guru is there beckoning us. And also helping that lotus to grow under our foot to carry us. So maybe we can tread a little bit more lightly. Things are going to happen, and sometimes they're really difficult. But maybe we can just cope with them in a sense of lightness. So what is preventing that sense of lightness? Why can't we keep it simple? Right? Is it a lack of patience? One, right? We're looking for an end result. In worldly life, always we're looking for an end result, right? I must achieve this. First I must graduate from this, and then I must attain this whatever, relationship, this possession I must have, I must buy this house now and this, whatever kind of conventional or worldly attainments we feel we need. It's always with this one result, right? I'm putting all this effort and then finally I'll have a result and finally I can relax. And we know it doesn't work quite that way. So always, and even in spiritual life too, right? We're always trying to get results. Why don't I have peace of mind today? Why aren't I in samadhi today? Why haven't I realized the self yet? Maybe it starts like, why can't I get headstand yet, right? And then it becomes like, we keep raising the bar. And in some ways, we must keep that kind of aspiration, right? Where we never rest, but at the same time, we need to relax all the way to heaven. Because we need to simplify. Keep it simple. But what do we do? So we, so maybe once we get our headstand, then we think, okay, now finally I can be in samadhi and realize the self. But then that doesn't happen on Tuesday, so on Wednesday I'm looking for another practice to add. I'm adding some more tapas. Tapas is kind of austerities, right? Practices of self-discipline, which are good. We're encouraged always. In fact, we're told this is a duty we should never fail in. We should never give it up. And Bhagavad Gita is one of 3 positive actions we should always perform. No matter who we are or what station in life or what our path is, we should always make efforts of self-discipline. Called tapas, which is a kind of burning. It burns away our false ideas. But sometimes we take that too far. We keep adding more practices, more things, thinking like, how else can I heal? What other doctors can I bring in? What other practices, whatever it is for you, right? I was noticing this in my own mind, this week. That's what I'm talking about, of course. I was like, wow, I just tried to make it more complicated. Rather than just sit still and spend this time with concentration doing the practice that will heal me. I'm looking for what else? And that's because human mind has been habituated to look outside for more. And of course, contemporary life really encourages it, right? Look at your phone, this is popping up and this is popping up, and we're designed for distraction now. And so just out of habit and kind of compulsion and expectation and encouragement from all around and encouragement from within, we keep thinking, what else can I add to my knowledge, right? I already have so much book knowledge and so much learning and so much experience. Now, what can I add to augment that will finally be the key to unlocking my realization? It's not about adding things. What if we simplify? What if we reduce a little bit, but do what we do wholeheartedly? What if we apply ourselves with real concentration and real faith to a few simple things? In one place, Swami Sivananda says, eat 3 things, wear 3 things, practice 3 things. Here he's meaning in a Raja Yoga sense, right? Ahimsa, which means non-violence, right? Harmlessness, Satyam, truthfulness, and he says brahmacharya, so control of your energy, especially in a sexual energy sense, using it wisely. Because all we're trying to do is control energy. Use it wisely. We need some turbo fuel for this self-realization idea we have, which is not an idea, it's a reality, and it's here and it's now, and the self is all the time real and ever-present. But we make it hard. We have an idea, I'm not good enough, or those around me are not good enough, or whatever it is, excuse we have, that we don't put a proper effort in to the few things that are right here, right now, the tools that have been given us on a silver platter, and we say, no, that's not enough. Give me this, also and this and this. And I'll wait for this other person to come, or for the person in front of me to magically, change in some way that I think will help me. As soon as I say that, it doesn't make any sense, does it? So this is my thought for this week, for myself, and maybe for you too. Let's keep it simple. Doesn't mean reject, don't abandon, don't give up the efforts, but do it a little bit more lightly, with a heart of love. Do what you do with joy this week. Do it simply. Don't think, what can I add? What more practice can I add? What more diet can I have? Whatever it is. But apply yourself with concentration and faith and extreme patience, unfailing, unfathomable patience. Because things will change. Things are changing. What you want is coming. What you want has already happened. So much of what you want has happened. I wanted to read a couple of words of encouragement from Swami Sivananda. One is from a short essay called Strive. And he says, in simplicity is the secret of real beauty. Simplify your life. Be humble, pure, straightforward, and true to yourself and others. Be good and do good so that each tomorrow will find you farther than today. Be humble, be meek, be pure, be holy, be godly and peaceful. Be charitable. And let's keep it simple. What if instead of adding more tapas, more extremely, whatever, more advanced asanas, whatever it is for you, what if you just be kind? Kindness is everything, right? Just be more kind. What good is all our practice or all our austerities or whatever it is that they think we need to add, our reading, our study? Those are all good things. But what good is it is as soon as we walk out the door, we hate somebody. Or we utter harsh words, or we ignore the need of someone right in front of us. Or we're impatient, or we don't really listen. What good is all our practice? We get set up from our meditation seat, we should meditate. We must meditate. This is the highest thing. But if we do it without being kind, without consideration for that divineness right in front of us, we've missed the point. So he says, be courageous, be pure, meditate, become wise. Whoever does anything with enthusiasm, patience, and perseverance never fails to achieve the object. So here's how he would say to do it. Seek the company of saints and sages. Barring that, maybe you're looking around, where are they? So look at these good people right in front of you, trying to do the same things you're trying to do right now. This is so valuable. I don't know if any of you have lived far away from other yogis or other spiritual people, and terribly, if you have, then you've terribly probably missed this an opportunity like this to sit together and chant, to meditate together. Because life is hard and it's kind of lonely when we lose sight of what it's about. And we need each other for that. So seek the company of other yogis. Control the mind, control anger. Be charitable, help the needy. Be grateful, respect the great. Be truthful, indulge not in gossip. Here, there's a simple instruction. Yeah, if we want to keep it simple, do what? Be grateful, respect, don't indulge in gossip. This will get us very, very far. This will make us saintly just by itself. So we can keep it simple. It's not a complicated thing, it's not a philosophical thing. And the basis of all religions and all spiritual traditions and practices is exactly that. And then he says, you will attain the supreme blessedness. Sometimes we feel, we're just not quite up to it. Sometimes we feel we're too broken. And we carry around, even though we've been practicing, carry around some load of shame or regret. Spend our lives feeling like it's all so personal. And so now here's some more words of encouragement from Swami Sivananda. He says, do not condemn yourself. You are divine. Have confidence in yourself. Unlock yourself. Know thyself. Cheer yourself. Shut your door on these traitors, fear, disease, and worry. And in their stead invite confidence, courage, peace, and health. You can succeed in every undertaking if you know the unlimited power that is in you. You will have amazing progress. Truth never dies. Falsehood never lives. So maybe it's enough just to get free of untruth. And so simple thing we can do, right? We're keeping it simple. What can we do? Ask ourselves. When our questions come up, our minds are giving judgments or comparisons, or they're coming at us, and we ask, is it true? We feel insulted by somebody, we ask ourselves, Is it true? Is it true they've actually insulted me? Or is what they say actually true? Does it matter? Just keep coming back to this question. It might be enough. Is it true? Is it meaningful? Is it important? So truth never dies, falsehood never lives. If it's a falsehood, it's not there. It never lives. Love never dies, hatred never lives. Bliss never dies, pain never lives. Joy never dies, sorrow never lives. Speak the truth, love all, realize the self. Our gurus, Swami Sivananda and Swami Vishnudevananda, they were very nice at being very practical and very simple. Scatter joy and you will harvest it. This is a very easy instruction. Do you want happiness? Help others to be happy. That's all it takes. Distribute wealth and you will have abundance. Radiate happiness and you will reap it. Assert and realize this. I'm giving you some affirmations or assertions. He says, we should say, I am a child of God and I inherit all His divine, unlimited material wealth. I am pure, perfect, wise, immortal, and free. I'm illumined with the light of truth and I express perfection in everything. See, we're so focused on the form that we miss this altogether. The form is just an expression of consciousness. And consciousness is perfect. The form, changing, coming and going. The form makes no mistakes, okay, no problem. It's going to change anyway. Why hold on to something that's moving away from you anyhow? Yeah. Hold on to the lasting thing. It's not away from you. It's not somewhere to be attained. There's nothing to be attained. He says we should say, I'm full of courage, strength, and vigor. I can do anything in this world. Nothing can disturb me. I am firm like the Himalayas. So this is your practice for this week. Do this kind of affirmation. Keep it simple. Hold to the truth. Ask yourself. If you're not sure, ask yourself. The answer's there. Please chant together the closing.